Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the weekly time frame. We got our big screen out today because we got important things to talk about. Before we get into the subject of this video, which is it is exactly the same. While I'm zoomed out here, want to show you just to put things in perspective where we're at. We got this pink line channel here. We got the white channel here. The white channel is the channel from which it's the most important channel in Bitcoin history, from which all parabolic bull runs since 2013 have begun. Um, Arguably, the this one started below from a consolidation below the pink channel here, but when you zoom in, there is also a brief consolidation in the white channel here before we went parabolic. And then when we fell below this, well, bear market started way back before we even came in there. But we tend to consolidate here below the channels. And then when we consolidated below the white channel here and shot up through it. Anyway, I've gone over this before. And we consolidated in the white channel here and had this brief rally, kind of similar to what we're having here, and then fell back into it. And it was after consolidation on top of the white channel that we started our parabolic run here. Currently, we're well below the white channel. The reason I was looking at this, though, is so in the grand scheme of things, we're here. We're here. And we are here. And here we are here. So where's Bitcoin going? It's going up here. It's going way up here. And this one looks like the highest one of the three. Now, that depends on how you draw your lines. This is how I have my lines drawn. Well, for these channels, arguably, people have argued that we got robbed here because China banned Bitcoin here or whatever, and I think now CME futures came in over here. This is where I think they started tightening, Fed tightening or something. So anyway, well, I better get to. So even modestly, if I put my cursor on 200,000 in April of 2025, look at where it's at. It's just barely above coming out of there. So we got a lot of upside to see. That's the point I wanted to make here. Now let's move on. Let's go to a daily time frame because while I have it on here, well, you can see the interaction we've had with these channels in recent times here. This came right down to the white channel when we had our initial dump in May of 2022. Came right down there and bounced off of it. So, and then once we fell through it, it acted as resistance here. These are pretty significant channels we got going on here. This is part of the pink parallel channel group. Now, while I have my flag channels here, I have various ones, a white one, a yellow one, and a red one. The red one and the yellow one or orange one both have the same base right here where my cursor is, and different tops. Now the red one and the yellow one were drawn with the yellow one was drawn first, the orange one. um, with the base in mind and with the center line in mind. As you can see, no price action has ever hit the top of this orange channel. Now, stay tuned because we're going to get to something really, really important. And if you leave, you're going to miss out on the big news. So I'm just explaining a lot of lines on my chart. So when you see them in the future, and there's because this is a cleaned up chart, it's going to be a cluster of lines all over the place. So it's important to know what they represent. So before we had this might help if I do this. Maybe not. We had the yellow channel first. And it was based on candle body closes here, 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 and happened in here. And also a lot of the price action here on the center line. And if you zoom in on, I'm not going to do it now, but if you zoom in on a hourly or 4 hour time frame, you can see the price action here along the center line. And we never did actually haven't yet come up to the top of that channel. And you can see currently that we are rejecting off of this center line right here. So that's the significance of that channel right there. Then came the red channel. Whoops. Oh, there it went away. Where did it go? Is this the red channel? Yep. Then I realized, hey, our top isn't. We never even hit the top of that channel. So I made a red channel with the same base that captured this top. And this red center line also gets a lot of the price action, as you can see here. And here we wick down to it. And again, if you zoom in on a smaller time frame, you can see more of the interaction with these channels. And we might do that in just a second. And but then I realized, hey, we're not getting any of these wicks to. I don't know what I realized. Let's see what I realized. Let's turn the channel on. Yep, there we go. The white channel gets this wick here and this wick here. But notice they're pretty much parallel to the other. I mean, the channel is parallel, and these wicks here are pretty much parallel as well. The only one that comes through is this one at 49K. Now, the white channel is the same width as the orange channel. And it happens to catch these tops here. So get in. Oh, nope, it just gets this one right here, which is very interesting. Now, what's even more interesting is when I clone the red channel. So far, I started with the orange channel, then went to the red channel, and the white channel. The white channel is a duplicate of the orange channel, just pulled down to catch these lower wicks. Now, when I take the red channel, I said, hey, what happens if I clone the red channel and pull it down to match the white channel? I have to get the date right here. It should say Monday, October 7th on the right side of the screen. It's important you get your points. There we go. Your points on a Monday at 0.000 hours so that they match up on hourly, daily, and weekly time frames and don't get skewed as you switch from your various time frames. Now, when we do that, let's just open this up a little bit. Interestingly enough, you can see we hit right here on the far right of the screen. We hit here, and the center line also is catching a lot of this action right here. It's acted as resistance here. We shot through it. It's acting as support in most recent history here. And I'm sure if we zoom in on an hourly time base, that we'll see a lot more of the price action. Yeah, so you can see how we're hitting the orange line as center line as resistance. The red center line is acting as support here. And I also have a couple other white lines here. And as we're zoomed in here, you can see their significance as well, acting as resistance and support. Anyway, so let's move on. Let's move on to the well, let's just look at these for a second. Even here, where we look through on the, is this where we went down to 49? Yeah. So, okay, let me point out something. This thicker white line, significance of that was that it was the neckline of a possible head and shoulders pattern forming here, where we formed the head and then kind of formed like a little tiny shoulder here, and then we did dump. However, it really didn't form properly, and you can argue that this is a shoulder, this is a head, and this is a shoulder, but this shoulder's way up here. It's the formation isn't right. This formation is more accurate, but you'd want a bigger shoulder here. That never happened. This really caught me off guard here, and yeah, this is a big surprise. It wasn't. It didn't match up with what was going on here that I saw. And then two, if you would measure a target, what kind of target are you going to measure from here? It hit the target and went right through it. So that was a big surprise there. And well, the reason for this too is, so I wanted to pull up the liquidation heat map to explain why this weird head and shoulders pattern didn't quite play out properly, and it was so weird and unexpected. Because the real reason was for they took advantage to liquidate these people down at $50,000. This is looks a little bit different than it did at the time because the colors have since changed. But there was a big, thick band of leverage down here at $50,000 that I thought was untouchable. And no, they did it. They went down. They took all their whatever and did it and wiped out those guys. So that was a big move. So good thing I looked at this because, come on, what's going on here? Why is that just stuck there? Oh, it's doing something weird. There we So as they took out this leverage, that brings into question, is this safe down here? Down to about $45,000? Is that next? Are they coming after that next? Now, if you've been paying attention to the liquidations, you can see that more and more they're going after shorts more and more. For the longest time, the whole game has been, letting price run up, then coming down and liquidating the longs, letting price run up, coming down and liquidating the longs, and never really. I mean, they did get some shorts, but never really going after the high amount of leverage that was sitting above us. Shorts always were getting away with more and more and more and more and more. Way more longs have been liquidated over the past few months. And now it's flipping. It's not advantageous to go after those longs as much anymore, and it's becoming more advantageous to go after the shorts. So things are flipping around here. And I don't believe that we are quite ready. We are on the verge. We're on the verge of a big upside move. And it might be quick. It might be slow at first and then quick. Or it might just be quick. And who knows what it's going to be, but it's good idea to get ready for it. So let's go back to, okay. Question. Could they come down and get these guys? Well, let's go to this chart. Holy moly, look at that. And where would that be? Here we are up here. And if you look at the green channel and follow the bases, let's go back here for a second. We have our green channel group. Why is my computer going so slow? This is weird. It shouldn't be going this slow. They don't even have anything on here. Let's look at these green channels. These green channels capture a lot of Bitcoin price action throughout history. And if you look right here, even back here in 2013, the very bottom green channel acted as support with this little wick through here. We're on a daily time frame. Pretty much acted as support here with little wicks here. It did act as resistance during this period here, but we held pretty close to it. And don't know what this is. That was a big dump. That was a big bottom right there. Sucky bottom, it looks like. But then we came back up and held the bottom of this channel as support. Even wick down to it here. And didn't come near it again until COVID came close to it, but not quite down to the bottom of it. It didn't really interact at the bottom of that channel again until we got into more recent times with the FTX collapse here. Came right down to the bottom of that channel. And with our crash, our dump last August in 2023, came right down to the bottom. Let's see. We got to zoom in a little bit more. Not quite down to the bottom of this channel, but pretty close. And then here we are today. Now, where are we today? We're over here. So, can we come down to this green channel in October? I'll be asking a lot, but can we come close like we did last August? Certainly possible, and it would. I mean, it. The point being is that it would not be like a be all end all to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's going to zero. It'd still be just oscillating in these channels. So we could come down here and liquidate those guys. I think it's really highly unlikely because, as I said, it's becoming. I mean, with some sort of black swan event or something, sure. But as things stand, I mean, it would take more than some war event or whatever. It would take something pretty significant, I think, because it's becoming less. We're about to break out. Everybody knows it, and a lot of people are buying up stuff now. Haha! Our big surprise is being foreshadowed here. Well, you can. It's been revealed with this little arrow line right here and this arrow line right here. Let's get back to this other chart where they are not, where they are hiding. So I'm going to turn off my big flag channel group. We don't need that. We don't need all these lines. I'm going to leave those white lines there, those white trend lines. So I went over what that one was. This one was something else, but they seem to be acting as support and resistance lines. So I'm leaving them there. Okay, so we're just about to the shocking big surprise that is exactly the same. Exactly the same as what? Exactly the same as a year ago. Here we are. I want to point out the 21-week moving average. We're on a daily time frame here. Uh, a lot of people will tell you that we're stay above. We hold the 21-week moving average during a bull run, and we lose it in a bear market. Well, we lost it here. We lost it here a year ago in August, and came back above it in October. And guess what? Bull rally on. There was no bear market. Bull rally on. So what did we do here? We lost it in June. Regained it, but then lost it again just as August came. So here we are, below it again, just like we were here. And looks like we're heading right back up into it. So October breakout, yeah. Hell yeah. That's what we do. Now, let's turn on some other lines here. And first, before I do that, I want to zoom in. I want to zoom in because I don't want to reveal all. So, exactly the same. Let's turn on our exactly the same lines. And what we are doing here, we're consolidating. These lines are drawn. I drew these lines to connect this dot, this wick, and this wick, and this wick. And we're forming a perfect symmetrical triangle and tightening up inside that triangle. Now, look at this big old wick down here. It's really funny because the candle body closed way up here at 53,000, but we came all the way down to 49,000. That's what I was talking about before. Why did we do that? This is like all by design. It's so funny. So when we zoom out, what did we do back here? We came down here, came down here, here. We consolidated in this symmetric triangle. Now here's, and when is this? It's the same time frame. August. This is August to September, where we're at right now. We're right. Well, where are we? What is today? We're back here. We're back here, coming up to the top of the channel for the third time. 1, 2, just like in the previous one. This will be the third one. Here we just have two touches, kind of. It's very similar. It's not exact. Well, it is exact, because I said it is. It's exactly the same. It's similar, but it's exactly the same. So we're currently right here. It's even Sunday, the 17th of September. It's the 15th of September, so it's a couple days off. We're coming back up here. We didn't even come up all the way. So do we come up all the way this time? I don't know. We might not. I think we will. But after we came up all the way, we came back down one more time into the end of September before breaking above this and then coming back down and retesting it in October, in early October. Now, I don't know for sure, but I imagine that the CPI data came out somewhere around here. Probably not the 13th, maybe the 11th or 12th of October, something like that. And I'm sure we had an FOMC meeting somewhere back here. I don't know exactly. But, so let's go back into current day. And you know what? I got to turn the big flag on for a second. Oh, I didn't do it. I guess I got to do that. Oh, shoot. What I want to do, let's just hide these guys. Wait, why did it hide everything? I didn't want to hide everything. I want, let's turn these guys on. There we go. All right, we got rid of the big flag and we left our lines. These lines represent yellow is CPI data release dates, and the fuchsia colored ones are the FOMC meetings. I have the FOMC meeting here for November, and I forget when the CPI comes out, and I haven't put that on there yet. So, what do I think is going to happen? I think this is a big fake out right now. I don't think this is our breakout moment. I think we come back down heading into the FOMC meeting next week, because this right here, this rally is pricing in our rate cuts. This is going to be a sell the news event. Okay. This is their last chance to liquidate any remaining longs. But where are we going to come down to? I think right here. That's why I left this white line. I think we'll come back down to where's Friday? Not just next week, but maybe even heading into the following week. I'm not sure, because this white line did play some significance back here, and when we fell through it, as we got this. So maybe it acts as support this time, or maybe we fall through it again, and that's where we come down. Maybe we get a surprise move down there that's just a wick, but I mean that's all you need. So I don't know. Being very cautious right now, and it's hard to do, but I'm staying out of the market with any sort of really, 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 really super conservative with my leverage right now. See that this is This is where I'm at, right? Actually, I'm even below that. I'm probably down here somewhere. Way down $30,000, my liquidation. Because I got cash on the side that I can feed into this to bring it, that I'm holding on the side ready to buy, that I could feed into there if I had to. Um, so I think that we are going to come up and touch this maybe Monday. Monday we come up and hit this. Possibly. We don't have to. And then we dump down into the FOMC meeting on Thursday. Um, or maybe consolidate sideways with a slight downwards. I don't know. But I do see us coming down one more time to test this line. I think we probably come down here to about 54, just under 55,000, probably. And then what we're going to do is then come back up, break out here, break out, and maybe come down heading into the CPI data, just like before. And here's where we get our bounce. Our bounce. And we start. We start what? What do we start? I gotta do this. What do we start? We start this. Look at that 30% move in the month of October. That's what we start. It's very, very quiet. And take it from here. That takes us to our breakout. That makes a lot of sense. So we would then break out of our $72,000 ceiling and break out, possibly heading into the election, come back down, and note that the FOMC meeting in November is just after, a couple days after the election. So I imagine we do break out. Let's turn our big boy channel on for a second here. There we go. Where were we? 72,000 up here. I don't know if that helps any, but let's just get through the next couple weeks before we start predicting any of that stuff. And anyway, it's all speculation anyway. And but yeah, so here we are. Turn our big boy channel off. Don't really need it. Well, so if we did come down here to 54, about 50, whatever, just below 55K, and then came up here. We have to stretch this out a little bit. Where would we come up to? Maybe right there. We get resistance on that yellow center line again. Because if you look horizontally, that's there's a lot of resistance right here, and it's actually currently where price action is. Yeah, about $60,000. So maybe we get that acts as resistance on the daily time frame one last time. Come down here, heading into the CPI before we bounce. That's one scenario. Of course, we could break out anytime now. We could break out right here. We could break out with the FOMC meeting. I think this is a sell the news event, though. But it could go either way. So, I mean, we're oscillating with it. There will be a breakout from this triangle. Do we break out here? We come down one more time, break out over here, retest like we did last time, and boom. Or we break out now. Or alternatively, if something horrible happened, we come down here one more time and we break to the downside. Any of those are possible, but I think we do this: down, breakout, back down, up, just like we did last time. And up big time from here. That's what I'm hoping for, because this is where I will be then, um, going all out. Not all out, but you know what I mean. All right, so that's it. That's the big. That's the big surprise. It's exactly the same. Remember, it is exactly. Turn this guy off. And there you go. Where we're at right now is exactly the same as where we were at a year ago. Like, subscribe. See you next time.